Hey, good morning everybody and Happy New Year, because today is New Year's Day. Probably not when you're watching this video. But anyways, I haven't made a video for a while. It's been minus 35, minus 40, crappy, and well, you know, we can't ride up here. But I have a project today, so time to strip the cover off the Road Glide, and I'll show you what we're going to do here in a minute. Okay, now that I got the cover off the bike, it's a good time to throw the battery tender on. I haven't ridden, obviously, for a while, so we keep that battery up to charge. So what I got to do is take the fairing off. And there's 9,873,000 videos out there on how to take your fairing off a Road Glide. So I won't bore you with that. That just takes up more time in the video for, what, nothing. So I'm going to peel that off, and once I get it off, then that's when I'll start showing what we're doing. Two pieces today. So there's this piece. Look familiar to anybody? Maybe not, because when this state, it doesn't really look like what it does. But this, however, does. So this is, of course, let me see, where's the entranceway? So my left side fairing blow-through access door, or airflow door, if you will, is broken. This little switch in here, there's gears inside there, and so it opens and closes, as all mine does is this, because it won't actually click to the lock position. It was actually like that when I got the bike. It would have been nice if Harley fixed that, but they didn't. So actually surprisingly cheap. You know, everything from Harley's awful expensive. So there's that. And thanks to the military biker, I got this little part here. And so in my 16 CVO Road Glide, you would think that it would do Apple CarPlay, and of course I'm not an Apple fanboy. I'm Android all the way. So Android Auto doesn't connect in this. But this little toy right here, this little piece of plastic with this one little loop, plugs in under there, and you've seen his video, so I don't need to go through it and show you what it does. It just makes it so when you plug into the bike, there is an access port. It'll actually, your Android Auto or your CarPlay will function, and that's pretty cool, because then you can use Google Maps and stuff instead of the shit nav system. And sorry Harley, but it's a shit nav system that comes with the bike. Will be so much better, and you'll get alerts and traffic jam things and speed camera things, and yeah. So anyways, I'll get the fairing off the bike, I'll shut up, and then when we get the fairing off, we'll get into replacing this air door. So a lot of work just to get that in there. Be right back. Okay, in case you haven't taken off a fairing before for this, and you want to get your tools out before you watch a tutorial video or something on a Road Glide fairing, there's really only a few things you need. Phillips screwdriver. I'm using a 3/8 ratchet with a little extension, and a 1/8 inch Allen for the windshield. And then I have a 1/4 inch drive, ratcheting driver that I use, because you need a T25 and a T27 Torx. You need a 3/16 Allen, and a pick can help sometimes too. And that's it. That's the whole shebang for pulling off a Road Glide fairing. And before you pop the headlight out, there's a screw here and a screw right here. And then these little cowls come off, and that's what gives these ducts, when I got to change here, the top side stability, along with its 2 bolts underneath. So yeah, you just got to take those off, then pop the headlight out, and 2 screws, and out she comes. Okay, so now that all that stuff is off, you end up with this. And so I at first thought you had to take the inner fairing off, because it looks like there's bolts that would hold it in place up at the top end of the fairing, which would be in behind here, which means the only access would be pulling this off. And then that seemed really stupid to me, and I couldn't believe anybody would actually build something like that. So I got down here and looked, and well, I guess, thank you Harley, you did not do something that stupid. So all there was one screw there, one screw down here, and then right by there, this comes out, and there you go. There's the old one, the old dirty one, and right in there, that little box right on the left of that arm is where the failure is, so that that little lever doesn't lock and keep this door shut or open anymore. So anyways, Did I absolutely have to take the headlight off? No, it just made it easier for this video just to show you where that goes. You can see there's the right-hand side is in there and works fine. So taking the headlight out takes 30 seconds. There's just 4 bolts, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and out it comes, and it makes it really easy to see. Plus, it was an opportunity because there's bees and shit all stuck in here. So you get a lot of bugs in here. It's a opportunity since it's winter and snow and stuff, and I can't ride. Can do some stuff like clean up inside the fairing since I have it out. And my cleaner of choice is usually spray 9 or simple green, whichever I happen to have on hand to get in there. And I just bought this set of detailing brushes from Chemical Guys. Know what I said? Bought them. I'm not affiliated with them. I just liked some of their stuff. This little brush set, pretty cheap. It's got 3 different sizes, and you know what? I kind of bought it more for the taco than anything, but for getting in and around and scrooching around in there with some spray 9 to clean it up, gonna work perfect. All right, all nice and clean. Look at that. Just like brand spanking new, everything shiny and clean. And you're probably thinking, well, who gives a shit? Because it's just going to get dirty in there and you can't see in there anyway. Well, I give a shit. That's just me. I like, if I've got it apart and it's dirty, why not make it clean? I can get it dirty again on the road. So anyhow, all cleaned up and ready to install the new vent. Okay, before I stick this in there, you'll see right up there, I'm going to put a screw in my mouth so I can't talk right here. That is where I thought there was a bolt or a screw, whatever you want to call it, that I'd have to take the inner fairing off. When in fact, there's only one here and one down here. So that's just a guide to hold it in place up top. So thanks, Harley. Now I'll stuff this thing in. Okay. Oops. And I believe this goes in this way, and it just gets wiggled past here, and there's a place that it has to set in the top, and there we go, right there. Come on, where's the top one? As soon as it sets in, I think, yep, it hits that pin, this lines up, and yes, there we go, put the bolts in. And just like that, 30 seconds later, it's in. You got your one fastener in here. The other one comes through from the outside here. And if you look way up in the hole, let me see if I can zoom in there for you. You can see that that was just a, come on, focus. It's not going to focus. That's just a guide for that hole. And I thought was a screw hole, and it's not. So just like that, it's all clean and done. Now on to the last project. Okay, and by last project, I meant this dongle right here, which plugs in right here, and this guy that is connected to the stereo. So, confession time. So, a couple things. Scouse didn't do a video on this. He just told me about it. Too simple to make a whole video on that dumb little plug. But, so his bike's a little newer than mine. And the guy that I talked to said, oh yeah, this works on a 16 CVO Road Glide Ultra. And so all it did, as I did plug it in already, was let my audiobook feature thing on my phone show on the display and play that, and that's it. And it played through Bluetooth anyway. So 100% useless piece of garbage, but it was like 20 bucks or something. So don't go looking for a video on Scouse's channel for it, because there isn't one. And I just showed you where it plugs in. And so if you have a 19 or newer, they work like a champ. So if anybody wants this, hit me up in a DM on my Instagram and I'll give it to you. You know, maybe I'll have a ask me a question contest and you can have this. So if you have a 2019 or newer Harley Davidson, that'll plug right into your infotainment center, and then all that stuff will play, and Scouse can tell you how it works on his, and he's really happy with his. So I won't be doing that today. So all I'm going to do now is put the front end back together on this baby, and I'm done in the garage for the day. Alrighty, and just like that, we're all done. So a minute and a half to you, 30 minutes to me, not too bad. And you know what? I took the opportunity to polish that windshield and my front end, of course, because I put my bike away clean before winter, shiny, shiny. but I didn't wax it, so I used a little of that Adams graphene, and the shine on that windshield is amazing. Plus, it's so slick. You know, bugs are going to be way easier to get off, and of course I did the same thing on the other than the front end, the headlights. So they're super nice, good to go. Anyways, I'm not familiar with how often those break, the little doors, excuse me, the little doors in the intakes there in the front end. And there's also one up in here, of course, as you know. It worked fine. Like I said, only the left side one. It would open, but it would just pop shut again. And the little tab was broken off inside the lever. So I was told that's from trying to work those at highway speed. And mine came that way, so I'm going to say, hey, guy that owned it before me, smarten up. But anyhow, just kidding. So yeah, not too bad of a job. I don't know, this video probably get like, what, 12 views, because I don't know how often that happens. And maybe this isn't something that's looked for very often. But if you need to change that little intake right here, they're about, well, in Canada, it was $192, I think, for that whole assembly, which shocked me because I thought for sure it was going to be $300, and you can't get the little pieces to fix it, of course, so you got to change the whole thing. But all in all, pretty simple job. So if you know anyone that's struggling to figure out how to do that, or heaven forbid, they're going to take it to a repair shop, you know, we got to take some stuff to the repair shops, guys. We got to keep them in business too. But little jobs like this, I mean, if you're a DIY kind of person, pretty simple. Shoot them over to my video here. And of course, if they have any questions, they can always hit me up on my Instagram. So anyways, that's it for me today. Pretty simple. Gonna go sulk now because it's cold and snowy out and I can't ride. So, you know, maybe it's time to fly to Florida and rent a bike like Scouts did. So, anyways, have a great day. Happy New Year. Happy New Year a while ago when you see this video. Take care, and I'll post something on my Instagram about that little dongle if somebody wants that. So, take care. Talk to you next time.